If you've ever wondered why restaurant tomato soup tastes so much better than homemade, it's because they use one simple technique. Today, I'm going to show you how roasting the tomatoes transforms the flavors, and I'm using one surprising ingredient to make it creamy without heavy cream. Hi everyone, I'm Rockin Robin, and I can't wait to show you how to make this delicious soup, so let's get cooking. So to start off, we're going to roast our tomatoes along with some onion and garlic. And believe me, this is going to make a ton of a difference for you in flavor. I'm using Roma tomatoes here, and we're cutting them in half, and we're going to place them on a parchment paper covered baking sheet to make cleanup easy. Who doesn't want that? Place them on the sheet, cut side up. Cut side up will actually help the juices stay in the tomatoes, and it helps to concentrate their flavor. So spread the tomatoes out so they're not touching, and that way they will roast and not steam. Then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil over the tomatoes, and I'm going to rub it in on all the sides. I'm also roasting a large yellow onion, so just cut it up, peel it, and then cut it into chunks, not too small. And we'll place it on the tray. Now I can't get all of this on one baking sheet, so I've actually got two going here. It has some tomato on it and it has some onion. So rub that oil into the onion just like the tomato all over the place, and then we'll move on to our garlic. Roasted garlic is incredible. We are going to use a whole bulb, and I promise you it won't be too much. Slice off the pointed end. Place your bulb onto a piece of foil and drizzle just a little bit of olive oil over the top. Then you just seal it up. Then I'll place it on the pan that has the most room, or if your pans are both really full, then you can just place it directly on your oven rack. The last thing we're going to do here is season this up a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. These are going to go into a preheated 425 degree Fahrenheit oven for about 40 minutes. Now set your timer for 20 minutes because we're going to change the position of the pans at 20 minutes so they cook more evenly. What do you call a fragrant tomato? Aroma. After 20 minutes, we're doing our first rotation. As you can see here, they're starting to caramelize just a bit. I'm going to cook these another 20 minutes. Now here's after 20 more minutes, and you can see that these are starting to caramelize, and we need to do just a little bit more. I'm going to take the garlic out and let that set aside. Now I'm going to turn the oven to broil, and we're going to broil each pan for about 2 minutes. Watch it closely because it can burn. Here's some nice caramelization on the onions and the tomatoes after 2 minutes under broil. All this cooking under the broiler at the end is really going to add more flavor, so it's definitely worth doing. Now I'm going to put everything into my stock pot, so just slide everything in, including all juices. Now you probably notice that I'm using fresh as well as canned tomatoes. I'm using San Marzano canned tomatoes because their flavor is always reliable. It's consistently sweet and has great color. Okay, so back to our stock pot. Now that I've got the tomatoes in there and the onions, I'm going to add the garlic. Now the easiest way I've found to do this is to really just squeeze the whole bulb, and it just comes oozing out because the garlic is so soft after roasting. Next I'm going to add 2.5 cups of chicken broth. I'm putting a full can of San Marzano tomatoes in this, a little bit of tomato paste, and I'll season it up with a little bit of oregano, salt, and pepper. I'm going to give this a little stir to combine everything, and then we're going to cover it and simmer it for a good 10 minutes. We want those flavors to blend. What did the fast tomato say to the slow tomato? Ketchup! All right, let's check out our soup after 10 to 15 minutes of simmer. It looks like our flavors are starting to meld together, doesn't it? I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat and let this cool for about 10 minutes before blending. While we're waiting, I'm going to do a little rough chop here on some fresh basil. We're going to put about a cup of it in there. It really adds some wonderful flavor. Now that the soup is cool enough, I'm going to add it to my Vitamix blender. This is going to really make it smooth, so if you have a high-speed blender, that's the one you want. Now all that basil's going into the Vitamix. And here's that one ingredient that we're going to add that's going to make this creamy without using cream. This is also going to add a nice amount of protein to the soup. Blend away on high speed until the soup is nice and smooth. You will notice that the soup is a little bit on the green side here, and that's because of the basil, right? But we also haven't mixed all the soup up yet either, because I couldn't fit it all in my blender. Now here's the second batch. Now you notice the color's a little bit more red. And if the color bothers you, you can always cut back a little bit on the basil, but, well, I like that flavor. So here you can see the color differences between the two batches. But all you got to do is just stir that together and it all mellows out. Now I want you to notice how nice and creamy this soup is. That cottage cheese really does the job. Stay with me here, we're not quite done yet. So I'm adding some balsamic vinegar. The vinegar is going to add a little bit of sweetness, but depth of flavor too. This is really going to make it taste over the top. You're going to say, why does this taste so good? So drop that in right at the end. Give it a good stir, and then I'm also going to add, now this part's optional, is some red pepper flakes. If you like just a touch of heat, like I do, put a pinch in and you'll love it. Okay, it's showtime. Let's plate this up. You know what this soup is great with? My grilled cheese sandwich. If you haven't seen that one yet, you got to check it out and make these together. So a little grated Parmesan cheese is always welcome with this dish. It really adds a little touch. I placed a little bit of basil leaves on top, and it's time to dig in. I think roasting these vegetables really makes a difference, and the garlic too. Oh my goodness, this is so good. You've got to try it. It's got such depth of flavor. You're going to love it. So if you need the perfect sandwich to go with this soup, click here and I'll show you my favorite grilled cheese recipe. It'll knock your socks off. Thanks for watching.